All right, fellas, today is Wednesday, December 10th. This is Brothers in Arms. Today we'll be covering lesson 7 of our Bible study book, and it's titled Single or Married. And we'll be covering First Corinthians 7, 1 through 9. All right, so focus scripture comes from First Corinthians 7, 1 through 9. But first, we're going to start with First Corinthians 7, 1 and 2, and then we're going to skip over to 8 and 9. But we'll come back to the segment in between those. So it reads, Now for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife and each woman with her own husband. Now, to the unmarried and the widows, I say, it is good for them to stay unmarried as I do, but if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to burn with passion. All right, any comments on that verse before we get to the questions of these verses? All right, cool. I see Jay and Julian snuck in. What's up, guys? All right, so First Corinthians 7, 1 and 2, and 8 and 9 questions. So A, list some benefits of not being married. B, are there things you could be more effective at in the kingdom of being single by being single? Name them. Hold on, let me read that again. B, are there things you could be more effective at in the kingdom by being single? Name them. And lastly, C, in what way could being single lead a person to live an immoral life? Is this always the case with single people? All right, fellas, anybody want to take one? You can go for it.
Hello, you got to hear me?
Yes, sir.
That feet are real one. Look, in what way could being single lead a person to live an immoral life? And it's always the case with single people. Uh, I know with being married, it kind of protects you from an immoral life in a way. That, you know, you got somebody at home already,
Mm,
and you got stability, and I don't know if us being married, like people that's been married, then then had trouble in their marriage and almost been, got divorced. You know what I'm saying? And you just having that thought
yeah.
of dang, he's out here in these streets again. Like all of the bad thoughts that come in your head. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be
Yeah,
thinking
true. That's true. Yeah.
like, dang, I've been locked down so long. You didn't know how to act. You know what I'm saying? I know times that I done thought, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go be single again. I don't even think I would have done it bad.
Yeah.
And you thinking about you trying to probably make up for some time. You ain't, you thinking you missed out on something.
Yep.
When things get restored and it help you appreciate your marriage more. And then when you even married, you just, your mind, you know, it just keeps you safe in a way. Especially with all the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
People here that I hear about that single stuff they go through. Crazy stuff these days. You gotta find out. Oh snap! You might not even. If you're looking for a woman, it might not be a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
That's true. That's that
yeah,
true.
all kind of diseases out here. Like they say,
That's
you can the top for
yeah.
disease. Like so much going on.
It is, man. Like this at this time for sure.
being married right now. And I just feel sorry for these single people. You know, a lot of single people I know, they be like, shoot, they don't think they gonna never find nobody. They already
Yeah,
got like to anybody they meet.
yeah,
You know, it's like they done created whole little what you call it. It's a lot of people that done got into um like the psychology of men or women. They didn't really got deep with it. I feel like because they done been hurt so many times, so they really kind of figure out. They be too deep with relationships. Like
yeah. True. Yeah,
one where like on that Kevin family stuff,
yeah,
like they kind of they really go too like too deep with it. But yeah, that's all I got.
that's good, Julian. And kind of feed off of that, especially if you married, with kids at home, and you got a purpose for sure. And it keeps you out the way. And I think we said that in a few sessions back. I think John was saying, it just keeps it just keeps you out the way of trouble for sure. So I feel like that's real big, for sure.
So I had looked up the word immoral. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what does that actually mean? That word, and it
Give it
said,
that definition, John.
yeah, it basically said against. Let me look it up again. Immoral means not following accepted right. No, not following accepted right and wrong. Doing something that goes against moral standards, against good behavior, or against what most people consider right. So if we reading the question and what I just said it means, and what way could being single lead a person to live a immoral life, like going against something good, um, I would say these women, bro, like as because we all men in here, so like
Yeah. Yeah.
like these women are beautiful, like and it takes a real strong man to not to to have basically I'm gonna just say the word basically to have like dick discipline like
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
especially as a single man, bro, like if
Yeah.
you single, you seen you out and about, you in the spotlight, you know you
Yeah.
where everything at, and you seeing these beautiful women, bro, is going is that's to me. I feel like being single, if I was a single man, that'd probably be like my hardest challenge. I'm not even gonna lie to you because
Yeah.
is women just beautiful just by the makeup, by the what they wear, how just a woman's aura. You know what I'm saying? Just a soft
Yeah.
woman, like a real beautiful woman is keep herself nicely made up and all this other stuff. Man, that'll be hard for a single man. So like to like piggyback off of what Jew just said, I feel like I've been married 20 years. Well, I've been with my wife 20 years, and we've been married 15. So I feel like that's kind of like um I wouldn't say saving me, but it's kind of like keeping me on a straight and narrow, bro. Like to
Yeah.
understand what you have is precious. You know what I'm saying? Because
True.
it's
Yeah.
it's I know how beautiful. I mean that don't mean just because I'm married that I ain't got eyes. I'm seeing these women, man. These women very beautiful, but at
Yeah.
the same time, being single, uh, like I said, to go against good, I feel like, man, bro, I have me a few women. I ain't gonna hold you if
Yeah.
I was a single man. So it's probably best that I am married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like for a single man, just speaking, I feel like the what you just said, like talking to multiple women. It's a lot of men that do that because they trying to find the one, and they want to have options. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I feel like that's why, a lot of men can't just a lot of single men can't just talk to one woman at a time.
But I ain't gonna say who and what it is related to me like, but I got one of my homeboys. This dude, he got about like 8 girls, bro, and he's
Mm-mm.
never happy. Like he never happy because I told him one time, like, bro, you trying to fill up all these different baskets with all these different women, and
Yeah,
it's too much. It's too many energies that you have to, take
deal with.
care of.
Yeah,
Yeah, so being that you gotta do that all day, man, it's kind of like to me, it'll make me feel exhausted. Like, and
yeah, for real
I'm
though.
I'm saying right now I would wanna. I feel like I'm saying it because I've been married so long for 20 years, right? I'll be
Yeah,
playing around, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that, but like when you in that space and you a single man, man, I'll be like, bro, this like, cause I tell my wife all the time, bro, I got one woman and it's exhausting. I can imagine 3 and 4 of them. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yeah,
I can imagine having 3 and 4 of them because a woman,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, they very needy, bros. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
a lot of times, bro, you could be doing everything right, and man, they'll say, man, you ain't, you forgot this.
True. Yeah,
Yeah, so like, just like, man, it's having multiple women, bro. I see it with my own eyes, bro. I'm like, bro, this dude drained. I know you drained with all these different women, but
yeah,
like when you be married so long, it, it's just you wondering, right? It ain't that you
yeah,
want
yeah.
multiple women, but you just like, okay, man, how would I be if I was a single man? I've been married since I was 21. Like, how would it be? But I guess it's cool that God gave me the relationship I do have.
Amen. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I want to chime in. Definitely, I agree with what y'all both were saying. Just a question, though. I think we got like eight people in here. How many
Uh-huh.
like single, married, or in relationships, whatever. If y'all don't mind, kind of
And if you
sharing
don't say
around.
it, if you don't say it, drop it in the chat.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm in a relationship. It's been about 3 years. I never been married. I do have children. 4 children.
Hmm.
Um, I'm I'm looking to get married. Like I'm in that process, that mindset. I've been even like ring shopping or whatever. I feel like personally for me, I'm gonna just kind of go personal, then chime into the questions if that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Uh,
ahead.
yeah, personally, I just feel like I need to get like myself together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just my spirit, my mindset. Because I didn't really grow up like my mom was married, but like wasn't to like my biological dad, like stepfather, and then I always kind of grew up with like uncles, cousins. It's just always been cool to be, the playboy, the player,
yeah.
that type of energy. I played sports, had numerous girlfriends, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Started
yeah.
early having sex and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And so, traveling and just being around different people, that's always been a cool thing. Even when people I met that was married, they always had like a little something on the side, or
Yeah,
would be kind of, into the other girls, or talking, or even, the OGs would be like, you don't need to settle down. You could, you know, get
yeah,
married, just kind of that kind of, jive talk with far as like, really nothing far as like a household of being married, being a husband, a provider, and, just everything that falls under that. And then
hmm,
being a man of God and, just expressing and showing that, you know what I mean? I really never had like that mentoring or whatever. But as I grew and developed and got older and got around a few people, and God, blessed me with people to come in my life, in my circle, and getting different stories and people, the struggles, the ups and downs, and stuff like that. It's like, man, it come back to me like I don't want to like die alone or be by myself
Yeah.
alone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I've seen people who, you know, whether they get married or get together for the wrong reasons, whether it's financially, whether it's just for the, clout, as they say, for the moment, or kind of lustiness going on, and it really don't last that long,
Yeah.
or you get sick, or fall off, lose a job, she ain't really there, she looking elsewhere, or vice versa. She didn't gain some weight, or it might have been baby
Mm-hmm.
moms at one point, and you ain't really, rocking with her. Um, so it's just a bunch of things like this. This is definitely a great, topic we
Yeah.
discussing. And
Yeah.
for me, just to kind of to answer the questions, like in what way being single lead a person to live a moral life. I think just not having discipline. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
temptations of like just whatever it is. I mean, sexually, just playing games. Some guys like the drama. They like to feel wanted. Some people ain't get
True.
love from their mama. They wasn't the man in high school, but they got that bag now. They pull up in that foreign, and now you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean. And then I think of course like discipline, but you get lonely, like things happen, like that's what it come back to me saying, like having a partner or something, like
Mm-hmm.
when stuff shut down or whatever, it's like, damn, no, you doing the swiping, or you
Yeah.
looking at the gram, or you know what I mean, you
Yeah.
whatever your endeavors is. um I think that can lead to the moral life, you know what I mean, on
Mm-hmm.
the negative end. I think if you a man of God and the word and all that, and this will kind of go to let me make sure I answer, is this always, yes, so it's not always the case with single people. I think this will kind of, skip to the benefits of it kind of going to single, not being married, is for me, even early on, I had more focus on me. So it's like you
Yeah.
ain't got nobody really depending on you. I
Yeah.
mean, I had children and stuff, but if you single and don't got kids or whatever, you kind of could tap into you, like the higher stuff for you. Like even if that's your relationship with God, your career, your health, stuff like that. Because I know for me, a lot of times when I get in relationships, I like, even now, like I didn't, gain a little, the dad bod a little bit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
you start picking up emotions and stuff. Like, women are a lot more sensitive and emotional and thoughtful and stuff. So you'll start, just what I mean, picking up different characteristics that you normally wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, like I say, being single, it ain't always just like you got to be out there like that. You can even be a mentor, even doing the work we doing now. Like
That's true.
sometimes if
Yeah.
you would, some women may not like, what are y'all doing on the Zoom, or what y'all got, or why the fellas, you know what I mean, if you ain't really got to
Yeah.
answer to nobody, doing on that, it's kind of just, it's all about you for the most part, not like
Yeah.
being selfish, but you don't have all that extra baggage, or, oh, the old lady, or let me check here, or let me make sure this cool, or let me find some people, like couples that's doing XYZ. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the benefits of, like I say, not being married could just be like more focus on you, and just kind of you got the freedom to pour into others, and freelance, kind of not even on no toxic type time, but it's,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, that was good, Tom. And I feel
uh,
like kind of to feed off of that, kind of like the part of like, the benefit of being single, getting yourself together. I feel like, a lot of guys that do jump into relationships and down the road, they may be like, man, I thought she was the one, man. And, all this happened. But I feel like, most of the times, maybe the guy hasn't took time to, check in with himself and, get himself together, and he just jumping into things, it's a lot of guys just jumping into relationships because they want to be with somebody, and they feel alone. So I feel like, that could be the cause of a lot of relationships ending fast, or maybe the woman hasn't figured herself out, or knows what she wants, she probably just wants somebody to buy stuff for her or something, it's just a lot of stuff like that going on, so I feel like dang, I kind of lost myself right there. I feel like yeah, I feel like that immoral lifestyle. Well, I feel like it also is about the people you center yourself around while being single. You got single people out here that's hanging with that are around married people. Getting that early knowledge and etc. Versus people that are single hanging around single people, so they're gonna give you that single energy. So I think that's big too. But you gotta want to, what am I trying to say? You gotta be able to come up out of that single mindseted shell, and want to be married, want a family. You gotta want it, because it takes a lot, especially have a background coming from, like a small town or something that's just all everybody knew was being players, standing out, being probably like the star basketball, football player, that's all that type of stuff is, about, like, wanting to be the man, want to be known for um just, I get some guys just want to be known for having multiple girls, or having the prettiest girl around school, or just in general, so it's a lot of that going on, and I feel like it's also based on the environment you put yourself in, and I feel like that's big as well. But at the same time, we don't, sometimes we like that that mindset doesn't change until we like step into the real world, until we're out of our parents' homes, and out on our own. That's when that mindset starts to set in, and things like that. So that just was my opinion. But that was good, Tommy.
Yeah,
Nah.
I
Yeah.
feel, I
Oh,
feel
God.
like, feel like no matter if you working on yourself or if you in a marriage, both of those things gonna require a whole lot of work, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it requires work. Like Tommy was just saying, you ain't gotta check in with nobody. I just bought this PlayStation, so my wife, she come in. Oh, all you do is get a game more time than you give me, and whoop de whoop de whoop. So I was like, man, I say, bro, like I wish I could experience just like I tell her this all the time. I wish I could just experience just like how it feels just to be selfish. Like if I want to go left, I ain't gotta listen to nobody. Just go left. Like you know what I'm saying? Like bro,
True. Yeah.
you've been married so long, bro. You already know what it is, and you already know if I don't take out the trash, I'm gonna hear about it. Like versus if I come home from work, the trash overflowing, I don't want to take it out. I don't know how that feels to even be selfish and not to even hear nobody in my ear talking about small stuff because it really be small. But at the same time, I know deep down in my heart, if I didn't have that, I'll be like, man, I want that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep. Yep.
it's kind of like you gotta balance it out and just be grateful for what you do have, but also, like I just said at the top of the topic, bro, it's gonna take work, bro. It's gonna take
Yep.
work, single or married. That's how I'll be looking at it.
Yes, sir. That was good, John.
Hey, just to add to that, John, like it just made me think of like, so with B, like are there things you could be more effective at in the kingdom by being single? So usually you single, of course, before you get in a relationship. Most of us start, adolescent, we growing up into adulthood, manhood, and everything. But um I think if you single and you a man of God, tapping into that word. So like moving forward, whether you can like just mentor and give game to, fellowship, brotherhood, just people around you. So it won't be like this my second marriage, this my third, this my second divorce, etc.
Yeah.
And when it come down to it, like I'm not married, so I can't like speak from that, but I know it's like you're bound, it's a lot of like soul swapping and like you were saying, John, you may not, you want to be selfish at times, you know what I mean? But when you bound with somebody and then it's like you under this court of of God, you really can't be, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
bound
Yeah.
together, and then when you start like populating, making a family and kids is involved and legacy and bloodline is really you kind of got to be selfless. You know what I mean? But I think if you got the privilege of being single and not messing things up, just really tap into that word because it goes deep. You know what I mean? I don't really like have no verse just like off the top of my head, but I know like it's a lot of counseling involved. It's a lot of like discipline. It's a lot of work. And patience and learning somebody, because we all come from different backgrounds. So like, we was just giving an example of, how you grow around if, you the man in your town or how that you was looked around far as, just dealing with relationships and stuff. Um, you kind of just gotta like rewire and relearn,
Yeah.
in a godly manner. Like, yo, this ain't really right. This, what are we doing? Like this, this my legacy. This long term. This is forever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so it gets it's a lot of work, man. Like just relationship, dealing with people, learning them. You know, uh, everybody come with their own baggage and they walks of life. So it's definitely a lot. For me though, just I see the signs, and when it comes to the kingdom, because I feel like we all at one point want to build our own kingdom. We working on that with our households, with our families and stuff like that. And it take a man and a woman. You know what I mean? I mean, we know that
True. Yeah.
from Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? So it takes all that, and as men, we really got to wear the hat of the discipline and learning and being patient and just going the extra mile and not thinking, as you say, thinking with your dick or thinking just just with the eyes for real. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
deceit that come back to like with the apple and everything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like so it's just it's a lot, man. But I'm definitely learning like a lot of things is it's not surface levels like inside, what you're dealing with a person. Like just far as we all wrap different, just kind of like a metaphor thinking of like Christmas. We all wrapped up, but some people fragile over here, some people, you gotta take your time with over here to learn how they cope or deal with certain things. Some people shiny bow and it's like, man, the big box, you feel me, I
Yeah.
can't wait. And it ain't, you know what I'm saying, it ain't all that. And even learning them, just thinking of like directions, like we about to put this, I don't know, train together or put the basketball hoop together. We got to figure
Yeah.
out how to do all that. And I just think with marriage, it requires a lot of that. I'm sure the married, people in here, married men in here would agree. And that's just something I'm trying to learn and trying to figure out and go beyond just the surface level of like love and the idea of it's like it's more spiritual, commitment with it. So that's kind of where I'm at.
That's good, Tommy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Anybody else got one of these before we take off to the next section? All right, cool. All right, so now we're going to get into First Corinthians 7:3-5. And this one reads, the husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Oh, that's a good one. All right, let's get into the questions. All right, A, why would a husband or wife choose not to fulfill their marital duty to their spouse? B, are there behaviors or actions that would lead a spouse not to desire intimacy? What are they and how can they be overcome? C, what negative things could happen to a relationship where one spouse sexually deprives the other? And lastly, D, is ownership of the other spouse's body something that is forcefully taken or willingly surrendered? I guess this section will only be for the married. Sorry, guys. We got some questions for the unmarried on the next slide. But if anybody want to take one of these, you can take one. Y'all can take some time to read them again.
I'll take the first one. Why would a husband or a wife choose not to fulfill their duties to their spouse? Basically, like I just said, it take work, bro. So if you're in like I said, I've been with my wife 20 years. I know her better than she know herself. She know me. We both know what triggers each other.
Yeah.
Uh, and at times it do get hard, but you know, there's a lot in this world today, bro, that can crumble the entire relationship. Financial status,
Yeah.
you got the internet in your face. Well, you want to take 3 and 4 trips a year, and some season we can't do that. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
is just there's a lot. There's a lot. I know I'm on the Zoom. Yeah, but it's a lot in today's world, bro, that can cause cause the marriage to go left or right. So, but like I had just said, with work and with the right circle and keeping y'all heads on the swivel and staying in the fight, because anything, not just a marriage, but any relationship is gonna cause you to put in some work and to fight for it. And it just depends on if that's what you guys, both of y'all, want. If y'all both want the same thing, yeah, y'all willing to fight for it. It's just like a tug of war, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, why would choose not to fulfill? Yeah, so basically that's it. Like financial statuses, man, just not fulfilling, just feeling empty sometimes, not willing to travel, not even just like one thing me and my wife do, we date a lot and we try to stay friends with one another. So, once that spark, once that flame gone, bro, it's like it's easy. Y'all gonna do one or two things. Try to get the flame back, the spark back. I'll separate.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like we ain't never been on the stage of saying, man, I'm about to get my own apartment. I'm about to leave, because it does get to that season. But
Yeah.
sometimes those seasons actually can strengthen your relationship. You know what I'm
It
saying?
can. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can make everything a whole lot better once you overcome that storm and you come up out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I had. That's just to answer that one.
That's good, bro. Anybody else got one? I guess for my married guys. Trying to see which one I could take. Mm. Yeah, I would, my opinion, I would kind of, I mean, say the same thing John is saying, you got to keep that spark, that connection, and I had to, I had to learn that coming in, because, my wife was telling me at times I wasn't being intimate enough, having that connection with her because I was I was so focused on work. Like I was so focused on work, like it would be some days I forget to ask her how her day was. Just simple stuff, man. And I had to realize that like the simple stuff is usually the stuff that matters the most, Some men get so caught up into thinking just always buying their spouse something or just taking them out. It's always stuff that's, enough. But sometimes she just be wanting to be asked, how was her day? Let's talk about this and etc. So I had to learn that. It was hard for me at first, because honestly I was so focused on providing and making sure my household was straight that I kind of lost focus on the smaller things, just the life efficient things, and just really being thankful for life, and so when I embraced that, it made things better, it made our connection stronger, we're still working daily, because man, marriage is a never ending battle, especially with the outside world, and things that each of you face on a daily basis, like just having bad days at work, just having bad days, just bad phone calls coming in, and it's just, that's just stuff that happens, and like that support is big, so that would lead to that fulfillment not being there as well, not being able to support. So support was a big thing for me that I had to learn as well, because I just had to get in my mind that I needed to support no matter what the situation was, no matter if I was tired from a long day at work. It was times where I felt like just because I was tired, I couldn't be bothered, or I'm not doing anything for my spouse or something, I had to come up out of that shit. I had to tell myself like, man, no matter if you're tired, just do it, man. And if you can't do it, just explain to her why you can't do it. It just was situations where I didn't explain that and it led to arguments. Arguments that could have been easily avoided just by me explaining why I'm frustrated or why I had a long day, So I'm getting better, I kind of phase in and phase out. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm praying, and God's been working on me, man, and I feel like I'm at least 70% better than what I used to be, so I'm still building though. And my wife has even recognized it, she's told me I became better, and not just by running this group and things like that, this was a big thing that she acknowledged as well. But it's a lot of things outside of this as well, that I had to focus on. And, and I feel like it took me to get around men like you guys to have that particular type of focus, to shift that mindset. So that was big for me, man. And that's why when you guys talk, man, I listen, because I'm still learning, whether single, married, it's married guys taking knowledge from single men, just off daily life things, just how to do certain things, it don't have to always be just because you married. You don't need to get advice from someone that's not married, and it's like a lot of single men feel like that. I can't talk to a married man because I'm not married. And it shouldn't be like that. So that's why I had to open the doors. And I could have easily said this was a group for only married men. Or something like that. But I wanted to see all point of views, from all angles, and you guys are delivering it. And that's what I'm taking from this and putting into play. I'm not just here to listen just for this hour and close this computer and forget everything. I'm taking it and putting it into motion. So yeah, that's it for me.
Hey, yeah. So I remember I used to every single time me and my wife were getting a slight little argument. First
Mm-hmm.
thing I say, I pay all the bills up in here. I'm doing this. I'm doing X, Y, Z. I'm the man. Da 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 da.
Man,
And,
that was me too. Honestly, bro,
and
that was
then
me.
she was like, man, like simple stuff. Like, ask me how my day was. That's free. Give me some flowers here and there. That ain't nothing but like if you go to Kroger's for sure, Kroger's you can find some of them flowers that's getting ready to go out. And
Yep.
they be like 250. You can buy I don't want to talk too loud, but you right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but nah, you can go get some flowers, man. This simple stuff. So sometimes, like, bro, I ain't gonna say our ego, but like we be so rooted in taking care of the house,
Yep.
and we just get lost in thinking that that's really all we need to do. All right,
Yep.
but there's a lot of other things, bro. There's a lot of different categories that we need to fill, bro, because like I said earlier, bro, these women, bro, I ain't gonna say they never satisfied, but it's just there's a lot of stuff that you gotta do to keep them, you know, and
You got
it's
to keep it. You got to keep it
not
going.
it's not even a lot of hard stuff. It's really be simple stuff.
It do. It do. Yeah.
It's just that we want to go to work, come home, pay the bills, and bro, just chill. Like we don't really want to do all
That's
that.
why. That's why I'm about to say kind of the challenge is when that's mixed in with everything we're doing. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, because like I told her a while back, I'm like, bro, man, we out here fighting the world. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
a lot that we had to fight. So and then also gotta keep it balanced with you, like talk to you a certain way and take
Yeah.
days and read your mind. That's another thing. We gotta read it. Yeah, but nah, I ain't wanna hold it up too long.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I just make sure my wife not hungry, bro, because that's the first thing that just I know that just go take her there. So I
I
just
wanted to
start.
add
I
something.
just. Oh, go ahead, Sean. My bad.
No, I just wanted to say, this conversation been great for me to just soak up from you guys. And Tommy, I have never met you before, but I was raised in a similar environment, But I got married my first time at 17, and so I was like growing out the streets and stuff. So I was like, my first time being married, I was like still cheating on my wife, having multiple women, growing up thinking that, oh man, you play it, man. We got multiple women, you know what I mean? I grew up in Oakland, and so that's how that
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle was, you know what I mean? But my first wife passed away when I was 22. So after that, like your whole world changed, right? And I had two babies with her. And
Sorry to hear
so
that, Sean.
no, it's all good. It's all good. I just want to share with y'all, the change. Like, so then I
Mm-hmm.
went through like 16 years of just being a player, like multiple stages, just different women, all that. What y'all was saying is really true. Like you pull all these different women, you getting all their energy, all their emotions, and whoever they deal with, you getting all that.
Yep.
And so I really prayed to God. I said, God, this ain't for me. I just need a wife. I work and stuff. I just need one woman, man. I don't need to carry all these emotions with me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then God blessed me eventually with my wife now. And so we've been married 3 years, but it's a struggle, bro. I mean, look, man, if I don't know if all y'all in Houston or what, but all these women, it's so much temptation every day. And I mean, I do Uber. So I do Uber at the clubs, late 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. And so, man, sometimes it'd be like, bro, I can't do this Uber no more, bro. Because they women be man, they act. When I mean it's lust. It's just
Yeah.
straight up. It's just straight up lust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so sometimes, man, dealing with certain women, bro, I'll be like, man, God, please help me. You know my struggle because it's a fight all of us got to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when you appreciate the woman you got, bro, that's all I can say. If you married or not, like if you appreciate the woman you got, man, you got somebody that's loyal. The loyalty is worth more than just your eyes or whatever. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
big. Yeah.
That's that short feeling of what we get, that urge or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's all I just wanted to add.
That was good, Sean. Man,
I'm
that was
gonna,
good.
I'm gonna add in if y'all don't mind. Nah, I
Go ahead,
appreciate
Tom.
so that was real honorable you to share that, man. Uh, it, it's definitely a lot. And it comes back to getting back to that word and experiences. I feel God unveils just certain things to you, however it unfolds. And just going off, I think what John was saying. Uh, a lot of times, not even just women, we all want to be considerate, right? Like man, if you playing if you doing the Zoom, like, babe, how was the Zoom today? Da da da. Oh, you
Yeah.
might have had a conversation with her, or she had a conversation with you and brought it back up. It ain't all about you. We all kind of want to be considered. You talking about your wife want to eat, or gotta, you know what I mean? Want some
Yeah. Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
You just I stopped at your favorite spot. She ain't even ask you. You just did it. It's just being
Exactly.
considerate. I think
Yep.
as humans we all kind of need that and want that, like, oh man, even if it's the homie, man, he came through, he brought some,
Exactly.
whatever
Yep.
barbecue whatever it is. So I think that's a key thing with anything, like just being considerate. The flowers, just whatever. It could be a word, it could just how was your day,
Mm-hmm.
etc. I was gonna kind of just like chime in on B, just far as the behaviors or actions that would lead a spouse not to desire intimacy. What are they and how can they overcome? So for me, not being married, but just in relationship, and a old relationship I had, um the disrespect, being belittled. I know John or somebody said like just the action of, well, I pay the bills, or whatever, kind of the separation. So now we ain't even as one. It's like, well, I paid the light, or I got this, or you feel like you got the freedom to be disrespectful, stay out
Yeah.
all night or whatever. It was times I was playing like stepdaddy, to the kids and pouring into them and being a mentor, and it was being misused, taken advantage of, for
Mm.
me. So that was a turnoff. Like, she
Yeah.
was gorgeous, but and how you deal with your mama, or your family in general.
Yeah.
If you disrespectful, certain things that turn me off.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I don't like, what I mean? I ain't even on it no more. Like, I'm just, I just like tune you out, or just whatever. Like, catch me another day or another mood or whatever. Um, I also think, just on the surface level, I was speaking of like the dad bod or whatever. So staying in shape,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like, certain
Yeah.
things, we look at ourselves every day in the mirror. Sometimes we don't really know, or like, and you might have met your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, at a certain time, and vice versa. And I feel like it's a duty sometimes to keep that up, though. You know what I mean? Like, or at
Yeah.
least communicate, because it's like, yo, you wasn't, and that could go to other vices. You wasn't drinking this heavy when I first met you. You wasn't smoking like this. You wasn't, even on the sexual side, you wasn't this freaky when we first met. What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it could kind of turn somebody off. Like, babe, I ain't really into that. You know what I mean? Like, to each his own. But I think, different things like that can definitely cause, like, I'm just kind of answering the question, not desire intimacy. And I would say, what are they and how can they? I think overcoming is looking yourself in the mirror, like a reality check.
Yeah.
Finding the word, like, what's like godly, what's in the book, what does Christ lead us to, how we operate, turning off the apps and the gram, the fake, all the other, the
Yeah.
algorithms that's what a bad B or a female, what this lifestyle supposed to be. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
got all these new words with the polygamy and we this type or we identify as this type of couple and all that. I think tuning all that out, definitely doing counseling, whether it's,
Mm-hmm.
the pastor or, just having church kind of how we have it now, and communicating with your partner for sure. And letting it all out, like your honest truth, because a lot of times with ego, with being a little embarrassed, being kind of I don't know if my wife can go for this or feel like this. Sometimes it may work in your favor, on the
Yeah.
flip side, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That could, work. So I think clear communication and your truth, not disrespect, but leading with love and respect, that can overcome. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a row. I ain't gonna be too long-winded.
Yes, sir. That's good, Tommy. I see
Man,
John replied a little.
now Pops must still be in Vegas, huh?
Yeah, here in Vegas, man.
Pops quiet.
He'll be talking right now.
Yeah, I say Pops must still be in Vegas.
Yep.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you
I'm
still
just,
here? I got you. I got
yeah.
you. Good luck to you. Hope you take it all with you.
Oh, it ain't gonna come back with me, but I'm just want to get home safe. That's all.
I got you.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, what is your birthday?
No, me and my wife, we just got away on a family retreat, and we all up here, just having fun.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's a
Never been no fun.
blessing to get out and just let your hair down, something.
Yeah, thank God for this one time in Vegas. I never thought I'd see.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Y'all
what
Amen.
it's
y'all
just
been
what I
on
thought.
Fremont?
Huh?
Y'all been on Fremont?
I don't think so. We just been right around the casino area, like we staying at the Horseshoe. We just been right around this area. There's so much stuff to do around in this area. Caesar's Palace, all that. It got events every day and night.
Yeah, they got a street out there called Fremont Street. They got like
I heard about that.
a big giant gorilla be dancing and got a lot of street activities and the zip line. They got a lot of stuff on this street. So
That's the cheapest place to gamble too, if you are into that. You know what I mean?
yeah, right there around that area. So that I had a great time whenever me and my wife went to Vegas. Just right down that street alone.
Mm.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's hey,
yeah. I just was hollering at you though, man.
thanks, man, John. You know I mean you here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right.
All right, fellas. Appreciate those responses. What it's 8. I think we got time to at least get about 2 responses on these. All right, so reflect on it. Number one, what advice would you give to a young person considering marriage? Is it advice that you personally follow? Number two, how has marriage or your relationship or singleness helped or hurt your devotion to Christ? Number three, in what ways could you compare marital or relationship intimacy to intimacy with God? In what way is it similar and in what way is it different? Number four, if sexual intimacy became an impossibility in your relationship, what other type of intimacy could take its place? Number five, if married, what can you do to make yourself more desirable to your spouse? And don't get too graphic on that one. And number six, how can we pray for your marriage or relationship or singleness today? All right, if somebody want to take one, go ahead.
I kind of like answer both 1 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Advice I'll give somebody that's young, that's single, but trying to get married is don't have too many people in y'all business, man. Once y'all become one, it was a stage one time, man. We wasn't doing good in my house,
Yeah,
and thing that I didn't like what my wife did, she called her sister, and the
yeah,
thing she didn't like what I did, I called my cousin, and I feel like we both was wrong because I understand what we trying to do. We need somebody to talk to, but at the same time, I think it's best she go in her car, I go in my car. We go separate ways for a little minute, and we come back and we resolve it versus talking amongst people that's not in our household. because
Yep.
sometimes whenever you do that, um, the people that you told that to, they ain't gonna even look at your spouse the same. So
Mm.
it's just best to just y'all figure that out. Like,
Yeah.
cause we both know we ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
We both know we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be right back here once everything's settled. So
Yeah.
and number 5, if married, what can you do to make yourself more desirable to your spouse? So it's true what the Bible say about your body is a temple. So I feel like, man, if anything, bro, this ain't even just marriage just for your spouse. It's really for yourself. Like if you can hit the gym, like I didn't heard Tommy. He kind of like talking about me on the slick, but I didn't heard him talk about that dad bod a few times tonight. No, but if you can hit that gym, eat right, do stuff every week. I don't, cause I didn't got to the point, bro. I'm doing stuff weekly. Cause I used to didn't really care to do self care, but like when you start talking about self care in the Facebook chat, I was like, bro, that's what I need to like. Like even if it's taking a walk, I love taking a walk.
Yeah.
Even if it's just listening to a podcast, something, read a book,
Yeah.
something. I used to always just turn on comic view, just listen to some comedies, just to because laughing is good for the soul. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. True.
laugh a little. Don't take stuff too serious. Get in the gym. Eat better. Have intimate nights, like intimacy nights, like we actually we like you say, don't get too graphic, but we actually the other night, just turned on Netflix, bro, and we actually watched it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
took out some popcorn, made us some homemade Chex Mix, and sat in the bed and we watched this a good old movie, bro. So that's basically what it is, man. Just take care of yourself, you know, gym, eat right, try to have a good spirit about yourself. Not don't
Yeah.
take everything so serious because I didn't had that stage multiple times in different seasons where I take everything serious and like when you taking everything serious, bro, you taking the fun out of life. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
That's really all I had. I ain't want to be too long, but yeah.
That was good, John.
Yeah,
Anybody
thank
else want?
you.
Oh, anybody else got one?
I'm gonna
I got
say
one.
I'm gonna say something real quick.
Okay. Okay.
It's kind of simple. I'm gonna take number 4. Just mark out sexual and put spiritual for me.
Mm. Okay.
And
Mm. That's good. David, you had one?
Yeah, mine is just something simple.
Okay.
And I feel like it took me forever to just realize it. Number 5,
Mm-hmm.
uh my wife my wife appreciate that I'm being more consistent in our marriage. Like
Mm.
for the longest, that was like the biggest issue or whatever. And I mean, lately we've been having like a little situation or whatever, and I ain't gonna lie, things that got bad.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I just had to take the time to just like sit back and just think about it like, yo, you need to get it together or you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna end well.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I really, really, really been like putting forward that effort that she been asking me about. And not to get graphic, but it's been paying off. It's
That's
been
good.
paying off. So you know what I'm saying?
And David, I seen that room on
You
Facebook.
see me, huh, boy?
Hey, I said, hey, bro, I said, man, you putting
Just
the flame to my feet, man. I gotta go get me a room now, man.
oh, bro, you know, you just don't know how many people done told me that, man.
Yeah, that was nice though, man.
Appreciate it,
I
appreciate it.
already know she loved that for real. So
Oh yeah, man.
yeah.
But yeah, one more thing too, man. I know I don't say much in the group, but
Mm-hmm.
when I be in here, I like really be listening to y'all and taking in what y'all be saying. So I appreciate y'all for even just having me or whatever. For real.
Nah, brother, we appreciate you for sharing that story. That's what we're here for, to hear things like that. We know that these things that we're talking about is paying off. So congrats to you, David, on that. And I mean, it don't stop here. Keep it going.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? Y'all good? All right, I'm gonna take about 2 minutes. So number two, how has marriage, I gotta say marriage, helped or hurt your devotion to Christ? Man, I can honestly say, man, without my wife, I probably wouldn't have made this group. I don't really want to say it like that, but I just think it's the truth. Because like day one, man, she introduced me to the Bible app. I had no idea what a devotion was. She introduced me to devotions, going through these Bible plans. I'm like, man, she laid it on me, man, and it's something that I'm so thankful for to this day. Before our time, I prayed and things, but I wasn't glued. I wasn't glued like I am now. And she really made me transition, man, and it really empowered me, to be the man that I am right now, and I continue to thank her for that, and point those specs out because it means a lot. I don't know where my life would be, right now if I didn't have her in my presence. With that, with what she did and what she made happen. So I'm that's just something I'm forever thankful for, and it's helped. It hasn't hurt anything. When you're in the Word, it can only build. Build your relationship. I mean, it's not. It wasn't even only a focus. On my marriage, it built me internally myself. You know, that's what was even more significant about it. I started to explore and find things to read that really I started to figure out why I did things or why I was doing this type of way in the past. It was like I was reading things that other people went through and etc. And it's kind of like, man, those are things that I went through, and it made me to start to figure it out, and learn from the things that I had been through. So that's what was big. That what was big. Me jumping out into marriage. My wife pretty much laid the ground rules that like God has to be with us, for this to work. And if you ain't, she ain't say it, but I had the feeling that she was saying, if you ain't with this, then this ain't gonna work. So I had to man up, chest out, and open that book, and I'm here today every morning opening that book. I can't start my day off without opening that book. Whether it's 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 8 in the morning, I'm opening that book when I open my eyes, man. So that's just what I'm grounded to do now. But just I just thank God for her every day, and she's in my prayers almost every day because of that. So yeah, that's what I'm thankful for. I know I said 2 minutes, my bad, guys. Well, that was about 3 minutes, not too bad. All right, fellas, anybody else got something else before we close out? Yes, sir, this was a good one. All right, anybody got anything for midweek? Any prayer requests? Man, my birthday tomorrow, man. I gotta get prepared. No, I ain't gotta get prepared. I'm getting old, man. I don't do too much now.
Happy birthday. You still trying to do something this weekend?
No, right, tomorrow.
Appreciate that, John. I don't know, John. I might, man. If I
Yeah,
do, I ain't gonna let you know too late. It'll
yeah.
be it'll
I
be
would
like Friday. I'll let
yeah.
you, Jay, and Julian know, and Mike. All the
Nigga,
fellas that's here.
I would have loved to be in that boxing, man, but that San Antonio trip, I already knew that was a little dry.
Oh yeah. That fight this weekend. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was nice, man.
yeah, it looked real dope when Drew some of them videos. I said it looked real nice up in there.
Yeah, it was nice, bro.
Yeah,
It was definitely an experience for me.
yeah, but happy birthday to you, bro. And if, like I said, if you do anything, just let me know.
Okay. All right.
I got you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Appreciate y'all. Anybody else got anything to announce? Anything to congratulate you guys for? Anything set to come? Year about to end. Anything you guys are striving for all year that you finally getting wrapped up before 2026?
Hey, I just pray everybody in this group, bro, this 2026 be the best year you know witness out of your entire life. You know, that's what I'm striving for, at least next year. It'd be one of those years that I didn't climb about the hole, bro, because
Yeah.
these last 2 years, bro, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, next year, man, I pray everybody in this group see abundance.
Hey man, thank you, brother. I definitely
Amen.
needed it. And I know the brothers here need it as well. All right, fellas, let's close out with prayer. All right, pray about it. God does not delay to hear our prayers because he has no mind to give, but that by enlarging our desires, he may give us the more largely. And that comes from a Psalm of Canterbury. All right, fellas, prayer. Father, thank you for our spouses/partners. You designed them for us and us for them. You have brought us together in a sacred union, creating one flesh out of two. Our relationship is intended to be a picture of the relationship between Jesus and the church. Please bless us and our spouses/partners with the gift of intimacy. Help us to grow close so that we may share our hearts. Help us know each other emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally. Help us bear each other's burdens and love each other fully. We know that there is perfect intimacy between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Please bless us with that gift as well. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, fellas, have a good evening.
Amen.
Amen. Y'all have a good night, fellas.
All
Yes,
right. Have a
sir.
good night, y'all.
All right.
Have a good one.